what the ownership experience is like, what it's like to live with this vehicle, show you how aesthetically pleasing it is. And it is like a beautiful car to me when you take a good look at it. Prove that right now.
There's hate, lies and games, faith.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. And in today's episode, I'm going to discuss whether this 2024 VW GTI, what the ownership experience is like, what it's like to live with this vehicle, and is it any fun? All right. So I've posted a couple shorts recently where I show you, basically ask you guys which one do you prefer between two different Miatas, one being the soft top, one being the hard top. And I was getting a lot of comments back from people saying, oh, that's an old man's car, or that's a girl's car, or it's too slow, blah, blah, blah. But all that being said, that's a vehicle that I always wanted, but I was pushed out of it quite simply because I can't fit. Like, I'm 6'6", and I tried to fit in there, tried everything I could, and I just can't fit inside there. And I'm also like 260 pounds. So yeah, so not the smallest person, but I can't fit inside the Miata. So I had to look elsewhere, which is why I got this Honda Civic Type R. We got the Volkswagen Golf GTI. And why, as our family vehicle, we had to get something like this here. And I'll show you. So this is a good video for a lot of you guys that are family guys and stuff. So when you look inside the CX-90, like, it's lots of room. It's very nice, and I would say somewhat luxurious, and nice build, nice everything. Very fun, very sporty, straight six. And I actually do enjoy driving that as a family enthusiast vehicle, I would say, because it is quick and, you know, it's a nice vehicle, right? And then it goes without saying that this Type R is a ton of fun to drive. Like, it replaced my Camaro SS1 Elite. I wanted something a little bit lighter, a little bit like easier to maintain, you know, versus the Camaro, and something that had 4 doors where I could put car seats in the back that were actually usable and stuff. So for me, the CX-90 is our family vehicle. If we need to go anywhere, we need to do anything with the whole family. I have 3 daughters. I have a wife and 3 daughters. So, you know, so that's what we would use. It works. It's a third row SUV, so it works perfectly. When I want to have fun, go pretty quickly, the Type R works well for me. Also, the thing about the Type R is very underrated is, like, it's beautiful once you're in it. Once you're in it, like, the way it feels and everything, it feels special. So whenever I want to go to a car show, I want to feel like I'm driving something special, that's when I would get into the Type R. Now, that leaves you with the Volkswagen Golf GTI. With this vehicle, I would say it's a sweet spot between the Type R and the CX-90, because I can take the family in here in a pinch if I need to, right? I can go pretty much almost as fast as the Type R. It's fun, it's light, I think. So the horsepower on this is 243, I believe, or 241, somewhere. Actually, you know what? Let me find out the exact horsepower and I'll tell you, because, yeah, so the exact horsepower is 241, and the torque is 273. Now, I would say, even though it says 241, you know how a lot of German cars are, especially VW. So I think when they dyno these, they dyno at 241. And then the weight on this is very light. It's 3,137 pounds. So it's very light, and kind of like the Type R, it also makes you feel special when you're in it. So, like, you know, oh, by the way, too, manual gearbox here, obviously manual gearbox in the Type R. So yes, so that's something that's important to me. But I love that this is one of the few cars you can get with these plaid seats here. You got GTI right there, nice manual gearbox, got heated steering wheel right there. I love how it's a digital dash, you know, like everything in it, it's nice, it's fun, and I fit in there pretty easily at 6'6", I fit in there. So it's a great alternative to cars like the Miata, and even though it's front wheel drive, but it's still a lot of fun. And I'll take it on a quick drive and show you how much fun it is. So it's a great alternative compared to like a Miata or GR86 or even a Subaru BRZ. So let's take it out for a ride, and I'll show you how fun this is and why this should be on your shopping list if you want to get something that's fun and somewhat practical at the same time. So let's go for a drive and see how this goes. Before taking you guys on a run to show you how much fun this vehicle is, let me also show you how aesthetically pleasing it is. And it is like a beautiful car to me when you take a good look at it. So that's like the side profile there. This is the front profile. All right. And this is like completely stock. It's unmodified. All right. And there's the lights there. You can see like the IQ lights right there. All right. Nice wheels. These are like the Volkswagen like Golf R wheels right there. And you got them on, I think, the 20th anniversary, if I remember correctly. You got Volkswagen written in right there. All right. Just a beautiful vehicle. Like, gas tank is on the right side. You got Golf written in there in the taillights. And yeah, you got 2 exhaust pipes coming out the back there. And just a nice setup, like really nice. And then to open up the trunk, you just push your hand here, pull that up, and bam. So this is like I said, it's a practical vehicle. Like, I have all my camera equipment and stuff in here. I actually have a spare tire underneath here. I'll show you guys real quick. You just lift it up like that. Bam, spare tire with even more room. Jack and everything is underneath there. Like, yeah, really, really nice. This is removable, so you can take this out, put it back in. I don't know, man. I think this is VW did an amazing job with this. It's very practical. It's also fun, as I'm about to show you right now. All right, so to answer the question of, is this 2024 Volkswagen Golf GTI a fun car to drive? My answer is yes, and I'll prove that right now. So yeah, that, you know, just being able to, it feels so light in your hands and it feels so nimble. Like, you almost forget that it's a front wheel drive car, and the gears are so long. So like, you can, you know, you can have, this is going to be perfect for road racing and stuff, especially once we tune it. By the way, shout out to the whole MOC, shout out to Q the Chaotic, Blueprint 1 Elite, 100 Gang Nate. They all have fun cars like this. Also shout out to Will Motivation, who has the sedan version of this, the GLI, and he's like pretty much just gushing over that car. Like, he loves that car. So that's to tell you that if a multi-millionaire like Will Motivation that has Ferraris and twin turbo Lamborghinis and stuff like that, if he can have all those expensive cars, also he has a Porsche 911 on order, if he can have vehicles like that and enjoy a tuned GLI, that gets me excited for what the potential of this GTI. Like, I feel like there's just so much that I can do with it. So let me just drop a little gear here. And I wish there was nobody in front, but this thing picks up really, really quick. It is a ton of fun to drive, like a ton of fun. I love it, and I'm pretty sure if you're somebody that enjoys driving and you enjoy rolling your own gears, you're probably going to enjoy it too, especially if you live in a beautiful state like Florida. Shout out to Florida, man. Like, you know, I know, like, I spoke to Q yesterday and he was telling me like it snowed over there in Michigan yesterday. We have no such issues. It's 90 degrees out here, sunny skies, you know, like just beautiful weather. So shout out to Florida for the views and views and views. Also, yeah, I know you're gonna say something, Blueprint. Yes, we know you live in Arizona. It's beautiful out there too. And 100 Gang Nate, you're in North Carolina. It's nice out there too. Oh, actually, speaking of that, we're planning an MOC meetup in North Carolina sometime soon. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna be dropping info on that soon. We're all gonna meet up out there. We're probably gonna hit the Tail of the Dragon. and I think this is a perfect vehicle for it. I'll try to see if we can get Cutie Chaotic to bring his Miata to that trip, because that is like the ultimate fun vehicle, and I think that's a great comparison, like the Miata versus the GTI on a Tail of the Dragon. One's rear wheel drive, one's front wheel drive, you know, both of them a manual gearbox. Like, it's going to be very interesting to see how they do. And, you know, obviously 100 Gain 8 is going to be in the Type R, and that's going to be better than both of these vehicles when it comes to taking on the twisties, I would say. But then again, I don't know, that Miata is pretty strong, so who knows? Like, who knows? But yeah, so I wanted you guys to kind of get an idea of what it's like driving this vehicle, and, you know, just living with it. Like, you know, I'm getting ready to go pick up groceries now, like, so it's a great grocery get. And I'm about to pick up groceries even with all my equipment and stuff in the back, and it's gonna fit just fine. If I needed to, like, pick up any friends or family, whatever, they could jump in the car and we can go. So it's very livable. And then, you know, if I want to have a little bit of fun, like, I can have some fun with it too. Like, so for me, it's a great choice. I think anybody, you can get, and they're priced really well too. Like, I was able to get this one for $32,000. Like, to me, that's an amazing deal. You know, there was no markup, no funny business. It was just $32,000 plus tax, you know, and tax tag, title, all that stuff, you know. So I think out the door, I ended up being out of the door around like 35K, somewhere around there. Yeah, I can't remember right now, but somewhere around there. So it's a great vehicle. I highly recommend it. And if you're like me, if you're like, you know, over 6 foot and you can't fit inside of a Mazda Miata comfortably, if you can't fit into a GR86 or a Subaru BRZ, then yeah, this is a great choice. This, as well as the Golf R. Now, the difference between this and the Golf R is the Golf R has a little bit more power. It has all-wheel drive, and I would say the main difference, if you're a driving enthusiast, is that the Golf R has shorter gears. Like, you can't hit 60 in second gear in the Golf R, but in the GTI it has longer gears, so you can hit 60 in second gear. So that will be the benefit of the GTI for me. And the GTI is a little bit lighter versus the Golf R is a little bit heavier because of the all-wheel drive setup. So it's not much heavier, but it is heavier. So if you want more of a pure driving experience, you want to be able to roll your gears and just have fun, and I highly recommend the 2024 Volkswagen Golf GTI. And also, this is the last year of the manual gearbox for these GTIs, and as well as far as for the Golf R. It sucks that Volkswagen is doing that, but last year that they're going to be offering it. So you can either buy the last year model like I did, get a 2024 Volkswagen Golf GTI or a Golf R, or once they stop making it, you can either get the DSG, and the DSGs is pretty quick. It just, you know, for me, if you're going to get a fun car, I prefer it to be manual. That's just me, you know. But and then later on, I guess you can just buy older model years as the years progress. But hopefully, you know, hopefully Volkswagen starts offering these with manual gearboxes again in the future. Hopefully you guys clamor up enough to ask for it, because I think we've been doing a good job buying these. I think the take rate on the GTIs is pretty high with the manual gearbox. Like, I think most people get them with the manual. So I'm not sure exactly why Volkswagen is phasing them out, but hopefully they make a decision to either keep them or bring them back. Oh, downshift. So much fun. All right, guys, well, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and with that, race car friends out. All right, and if you're wondering about the practicality, here we go. Got my groceries, got my equipment,